Sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim or Cimnanya. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn your notifications so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm saying a very big shout out to every one of you for the love, the support you all shower me here with. I am grateful, and you all are super sweet. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about the video that has been circulating online, and it's about a mixed person actually saying what color people say behind Black people's back. I mean, like when they are in the midst of themselves and you hear them saying so many crazy things. And this is, I think I have seen something like this before, but not from this guy. This guy is white person, like you wouldn't know if he is Black or not and all that. And so many biracials also share their own experiences, how people cannot tell if they are Black because they are like, white person and all that, and what colored people say behind Black people's back will kind of shock you. And I am like, why do they actually sit down and all they want to do is talk about Black people for no just reason? It shows how obsessed they are about Black people. And the other one was, the white person was saying, why would you mix with a Black person? I mean, what is going to happen to our white purity? That shows you how disgusting these people's mindset. I mean, their mindset is so messed up. Because if you do not have a messed up mindset, there is no how you would think of all this and say it about Black people. I am sure most Black people really know that they do, or they say all of this behind their backs and all that. And it is also, I have heard stories of people pulling up a job or probably a real estate to find houses and all that. Some sound so wide, and when they pull up and they see, man, this is not a palm-colored person, like that is the end of your own maybe conversation with them and all that. But I think you all really need to sit back and think about yourselves. Like, we don't sit and want to talk about you all because, like, what am I going to get from talking about you? But you all have that time, the chance to sit down, and all you want to do is talk about Black people. The obsession is showing. I am rolling this clip. We'll come back to talk about it. Let me know what you all think in the comments. So straight up, let's get into it.
I'll be honest, I didn't really realize how racist some people are until I'm in an all-white space and people don't realize that I'm mixed.
I have so many stories of growing up being biracial and white people just saying anything they wanted to say in front of me.
I hear racist stuff all the time. It's time to expose. One time I was with this group of white people, and the girls were talking about this girl who had jungle fever. And this white girl goes, "Isn't it a shame to see our race mixing with another? What's going to happen to our white purity?"
About the time that a hate group was started at my high school called the NHRA. I'll let you guys try and guess what that stood for. And my friends were curious as to why I was completely pissed off because I'm not full Black.
I am Mexican, full-blooded. And one time I was dating this guy, and his grandpa just moved to a different house. And he said, "Yeah, you grew up over here." And I'm like, "Oh, did you?" He's like, "Yeah, it's really different now." I'm like, "How so?" He's like, "Well, a lot of Mexicans and Blacks live over here now."
I grew up in an extremely racist part of Louisiana. For instance, when I was in beauty school, going to one of my friend's house, and her mom asking me, like, "Does it gross you out to touch N-word's hair?"
I was at a pool party one time and this guy asked me, "What are you?" And I was like, "Well, I'm mixed." And he asked me with what? And I was like, "Black and white." And he was like, "So you're a half N-word." And then he like turned to his wife and his whole family and was like, "Guys, guess what? Cole's a half N-word." And like everybody's laughing.
There was another time where I was at a party and the only other Black person there left early. Right after he left, one of the white dudes there proceeded to say the N-word. Not even in a song or anything, just said it out loud. When I confronted him about it, he said, "What? He's not here anymore." Little did he know that I'm a double agent.
Right now I look mixed as because my hair is done, but normally pretty white passing. If you worked in film before, you know like 11 hours is a normal day. A white passing Hispanic person had overheard one of the main actresses' distress cries to the director. Let's call the actress Biffany Babish. Miss Babish says, "My feet hurt, it's time to wrap." One more take. Miss Babish says, "Okay, well then you gonna pay for my medical bills." And this white Hispanic had the audacity to say, "Ooh, I'm so glad we have Miss Bavish to go ghetto on them." I said, "Ghetto?" She said, "Yeah, black."
Or talking about going to clean my car and another friend's mom saying, "Oh, you gotta go get the N-words to clean it." N-words are so good at cleaning cars. They know how to clean cars so good. N-words, they're so good at cleaning.
He's like, "You don't want to live in a neighborhood that has a lot of Mexicans and blacks." And I said, "You don't? Because why would you want to live in a neighborhood that has really good food and really awesome people?" My boyfriend at the time didn't say anything. Thanks, Kyle.
There's another time where we were talking about an opposing basketball team. We were talking about why the team was so good, and somebody goes, "They're only good because they let all the charity cases on the team." There were no white people on this team. I'm sure I'm not the only white passing person with these kinds of stories. So
I'll be honest, I didn't really realize how racist some people are.
Story time. Listen, I used to work in the box office of a local dinner theater here. I'm not going to say the name because, they're still in operation to this day. Yet, I used to answer phones for them, right? And I've been accused on multiple occasions my entire life of sounding white in person and sounding white over the phone. I ask people for explanations of how someone sounds white. They could never give me an explanation. It's a totally different story. I digress. However, on this particular day, this patron called in. She normally came up there once or twice a month. She brought her church and she called and she said, "I'm thinking of bringing my church. What shows are you running at the moment?" And I said, "Well, ma'am, right now we're running The Color Purple until yada yada." And before I could even finish, she says, "I'm not bringing my church to see that nigga lesbian show." Not in that voice, but that's how I heard it in my head. And me having to maintain the level of professionalism that I am known for, I said, "Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, ma'am. How else may I help you?" I can't tell you how many times my boring ass name and my voice has gotten me in the door on multiple interviews. And I show up and they're like, "Hey, oh, that's right, motherfucker. Boo." I'm telling you right now, it's a thing. It's a thing.
What a shame to see our race mixing with another. What's gonna happen to our white? Okay, so I don't know if you guys have noticed that this is like the same type of person that would take a fucking 23andMe DNA test, right? And then find out that they're like I don't know, 1.4% black or something and be like, "Oh, look at me, guys. I'm melanated. I'm black. I'm a black queen. I'm a black king. I can go out in the middle of the street. I can go out in the hood and say the N-word. Black power, black struggle. We're all in this together." Like, no, bro, that is not how that works. You really want to talk about purity, that white is purity or whatever, but then you guys will literally jump out of your pants whenever you find out that you're a little bit black. First of all, that one drop rule doesn't apply here. Pretty sure just about everybody has got a trace of African DNA within them. The reason why some of these people are just like so quick to flex it and so quick to just like embrace it or whatever is because they want to feel like they're oppressed along with the rest of us. Now see, I also am technically biracial, believe it or not. I am black and indigenous. See, my indigenous roots trace all the way back to my great grandfather, who was a Seminole Indian. You know, the Seminole tribe of Florida? But anyway, it's not even about me. You know why it's not about me? Because whenever people look at me, they still see a fucking black person. And you want to know another fun fact about me? I used to be light-skinned. I used to basically be white passing. Not white, not as white as this wall behind me, but I was pretty light. I'm gonna pull up a picture. I have more pictures than this, but see, this was when I was like around 5th grade or something like that, you know? And then you might think, "Oh, you're trolling. That's not the same person. That's like your little brother or something." No, that is me. I happen to get darker over time. You think I asked for that to happen? You think I asked for hyperpigmentation to happen? To where I'm more perceived as a fucking threat whenever I go outside? To where more people are fucking looking at me weird just because I happen to have darker skin walking down the street? You think that this is fun? No, dead ass. Like, to you people out there that, like, say, oh, being black is cool, being black is actually a good thing, but then you're gonna be that same person that is afraid to run simple errands without getting followed in the store and getting pulled over by the cops for not doing anything at all, and then this might be your last day on this planet? Nah, get the hell out of here. Like, I just find that really funny. You want to go on 23andMe and say, oh, duh, I'm 0.0001% black. Then these are the same people that are going to see a video or something of a black person that happens to have 10% European DNA, and then you're going to be like, oh, wow, they have 10% purity. They have 10% non-basketball American. They have 10% non-fucking, I don't know, gangster hoodlum American or something like that. Like, bro, some of you people are snakes, man. And I'm not targeting anybody specific, because I know anybody could be racist, and I know anybody could be anti-black or whatever. I gotta be up to date with all these new terms that are coming out. I've never even heard of the term anti-black until like a few months ago. But it's mainly racist and colorist are the main ones that I know, and texturist. If you have like a certain type of hair, people aren't gonna take you seriously either. If you have a darker skin tone, which is the most prominent thing, people are not going to take you seriously. People are going to take you as a threat, man. Like, why are we over here determining and judging people's capabilities and judging like people's like position on the social hierarchy based on our skin color, based on what race we were born as and can't help it? You know, every day when I was a kid, people have asked me if I was mixed, and I just never knew what to tell them because I never worried about that kind of stuff. Especially because I was, you know, light-skinned. People used to call me white, all kinds of stuff. But now that I got this tone, people do still ask if I'm mixed. People do still ask if I have white in my family. But people still see me as a black guy because of how dark I am. It's not something I can control. It's just something that happens. You think I enjoy walking around here and then people saying, oh, like, no, for example, you really think that I enjoy going into hair places to like get my hair professionally dyed or whatever, and then people are like, oh, because you don't have normal hair, we can't do it? That still hurts me to this day. I can't believe she said that, you know? Anyway, though, I mean, I'm not for violence. I'm not for, you know, marching down the street protesting. I'm not really that kind of person. But why can't we just settle our differences? Why can't we just accept each other for who we are? But apparently that's too much to ask, because in 2023, we're living in a society where literally nobody cares about each other, you know? All we care about is just arguing and fighting with each other. And no difference is going to be made, right, until we turn the other cheek. Until we stop seeing each other for what pigment that we are. Because it's honestly pointless. Everybody's not the same. Everybody is not who you think that they are. Thank you very much.
I didn't really realize how racist some people are until I'm in an...
This is my mom. Love my mom. This is my dad. He doesn't take very many photos. Had as sources graduation photo from, 19 whatever. Let me preface this by saying I love my dad too. I don't want y'all to think that I don't love my dad, but then there's me. And the things that I've heard as a kid that was born in Ohio, raised in Georgia in the South most of my life. Because depending on the way the light hits me, sometimes I look brown, sometimes I look white, so happens a lot, but we mix babies is out here. Growing my hair out definitely helped a little bit, but it's been tied back all day. It's not its usual curly self, so forgive me.
How racist some people are.
I'm gonna tell you what, and people like Candace Owens don't get it, because I am also biracial, and obviously I'm white passing, and when I am in white spaces, people feel a little too comfortable around me, and they say the most racist shit. And when I say that they're not gonna pick you, they're never ever gonna pick you, believe me. Because the shit that I hear ain't the shit that they're gonna tell you to your face, because most of them are cowards. And no matter how much you lick their boots, vote the same policies or the same politicians or go to the same rallies, they're never gonna choose you. You're always going to be an afterthought. They've made that very clear.
Racist some people are until I'm in an all-white space and people don't realize that
Ooh, this is perfect for all them racist folks to be trying to play this little mind game with us, like we living in the past, we pulling the race card, we over-exaggerating, we making this stuff up like this stuff ain't around no more. Nah, this was a perfect example. This whole video talk about people that are biracial that look white. and they around other white people that are on racist vibes, and they feel like the coast's clear now, and they let out how they truly feel, and not even realizing this is the black person right in front of you, man. And the thing is, a lot of these folks do this with black people too, but it be about other races. Like we all on the same team. Black folks know what I'm talking about. You hear them slip up and say something about some Asian people, all these Asians, whoop-de-woo, or these Hispanics, blah, blah, blah. Like, what you saying about us when we ain't around? This one of my favorite games I like to play with these type of racist folks, right? They, for example, say something about Hispanic people, something racist about them, and I'll be like, bro, you realize I am Dominican, right? They whole demeanor change that quick. They go from being, yeah, this, and that to, no, I didn't mean that. You know, I'm not really like that. This, and that. Not even realizing, bro, I'm black. I'm not even Dominican, bro. It's just, I just wanted you to see how you are a racist. And then once you in front of these type of people you talking about, you tucking your nuts and you got your tail between your legs like, I didn't mean it. I was just a joke. And I let them know, bro, I'm just playing. I ain't Dominican, but you are racist. And you are a coward because you ain't willing to stand on your word when you around these type of folks, man. Man, this was really going on. And thank y'all for making these videos, for letting everybody see. Because we been knew what was going on, G.
Honest, I didn't really realize how racist some people are.
Alright, so I'm not even going to get into the white passing versus white perceived, because that's a conversation for another time. Black people already know how racist people are. We are aware. I've lived in California, Florida, South Dakota, and Kentucky. It differs, but it's everywhere because it's woven into the fabric of our country. It's thrown back into our face, even just casually trying to watch TV to escape. It's everywhere. It's in everything. First time I was ever called the N-word was when I was in California, and I was in second grade. One of my friend's dads told me to stay away from his daughter and called me the N-word. Moved to Florida when I was in fourth grade. As I got older, it became increasingly difficult to escape the burden of blackness. As fun and as trivial as that original video made it seem, it's a serious problem.
For some reason, we got on the topic of the KKK, and this one girl was like, wow, I can't believe the KKK really still exists. And of course, we're all like, yeah, that's crazy. It's insane. It's crazy. So then this other girl comes out and says, oh, I don't really have a problem with it. I've known a lot of people in the KKK and they're just like regular people.
So this is all I got from these stitches, and I am really sure black people are not shocked. Like, you know, they are not in shock because they been know that, I mean, they do things like this, they say things like this behind them. But it's really amazing how they put up so much effort, I mean, to do things like this. You can imagine being in a circle where they do not know that you are mixed, like you have black blood and all that, and then hearing all this is just disgusting. Because I feel like it's kind of rare for black people to sit down and all they want to talk about, they just want to talk about white people. I mean, like, this thing, it's not something like, you know, black people don't think about all this. But it's crazy how they sit down and all they think about black people in this way. And I also have heard experiences, people black people that sound so white, you know, and probably when they go for interview, and immediately that, like, you put your head in and they see that you are a black person, like, no, that is the end of it. You ain't getting that job. And some people, real estate, you probably call them and everything was just okay. Once you pull up and they see that you are not a black, you are black, that is the end of it. So I am sure that black people know all this, but then it is what it is. But I think, I mean, some people really need to grow up, and the fact that some people use these racial slurs with their, like, you know, when the Pe0ple people, when they are together, they use these racial slurs and talk about black people like there is nothing, like, you know, there is nothing there, or they know that it is something, but because, like, they cannot say it in front of a black person, they say it among themselves. Like, if you're a black person, they'll just chill, like, you know, and sometimes it slips out their mouth and then boom, it is what it is. I mean, this is all I got to say for now, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.